I'm gonna add to the honor. Bang, send for the girl and bang, bang, bang. Baby, simmaga, 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 simmaga bien, simmaga, simmaga bien. I love this.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with another video. I'm here with something a little bit different today. Today I'm going to be talking about toxic people and toxic traits. There's so many people who have certain toxic traits, and being their friend or being able to communicate with them on a day-to-day basis becomes work. So for example, someone who makes everything about themselves. I know a few people, one or two people who you cannot, like absolutely cannot have a conversation with them about yourself in any way, shape or form, because 2 seconds later it turns to a conversation about them, and you're thinking, wait, but I came to you for advice, and suddenly it's become about you and your problem and how you're struggling.
Really, bitch? Really?
Don't get me wrong, this is not saying that your friend cannot come to you and talk to you about their problem. However, if every single time you come to somebody about what you're going through, they manage to turn it and make it about themselves, that is a problem, and that's someone I cannot be friends with. Or I have to keep you at arm's length, because if I can't come to you about what I'm dealing with, what my situation is, then what are you really here for? I'll give you a scenario. You go to your friend and you're like, oh, like I'm just really struggling. Financially, I'm having so many problems. And they're like, oh, well, your problems are nothing. You know, I'm dealing with this and that, and I've got this on my plate and I have to pay for that. Somebody who's making your problem seem so little just because they have their own problem, instead of them being able to empathize with you, relate with you, hear you out, listen to you, let you finish and be like, oh babe, do you know what, I'm sorry you're going through all of these things, I'm going through X, Y and Z. So there's a difference between empathizing and now also getting advice to completely belittling whatever that person's going through to get your situation out. I feel like it's incredibly selfish, and I feel like a lot of people actually deal with people like this on a regular basis. That's why I did a video on this, because I had a conversation with a friend, and she said, yeah, I have a friend that does that too. Every single time I talk about what I'm going through, you manage to make it about yourself. Anytime I come to tell you, I have a friend who, anytime I come to tell a story, I can never, ever finish my story, because before I've even gotten halfway, she's interjected with her own. And I feel like it's important for people to identify their toxic traits in order to improve their friendships and relationships. Every single person has a toxic trait, including myself, and this year I've been learning to identify it and be able to find ways to make myself better. One of my toxic traits is I'm quick to frustration and anger, and if that happens and you are the cause of it, I will not speak to you. And recently I've been finding a way to sit myself down, figure out why I'm angry. Does this person deserve the treatment that I'm giving to them? And if it's a no, I will apologize to the person and say, do you know what, I'm sorry, I was in this mood, it was for this reason. And most of my friends they know me, so they're like, no, it's fine, it's cool, blah, 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 I understand why you got annoyed, I understand. But if I feel like it's justified, me not speaking to you, that's when I've decided, okay, this is not me having my toxic traits, this is me genuinely being annoyed and upset with what you've done, and I just do not want to speak to you right now. So I think it's really important to be able to differentiate the two. Toxic traits come about in many different ways, and it's so important to even highlight these red flags when you're dating. An example is my cousin was talking to someone, and The first day that they met, they were talking, flirting, chit-chatting, and he slid in that he has commitment issues. What? You guys might disagree, but for me that's a toxic trait. How do you just meet someone and you've already slid in there that you have commitment issues? So basically, undercover, what you're really saying is, I don't want anything serious and I don't do relationships or serious dating. So instead of you to be a mature adult and say, you know, right now I'm not looking for anything serious, I'm still kind of just going with the flow, enjoying myself, meeting people, having experiences, articulating yourself like a normal human being, you want to say, I have commitment issues. If you as an individual promote that you have commitment issues, it means that you're proud of it, and that to me is a toxic trait. People who can never ever apologize. I'm somebody with all my faults, with all my flaws. I will apologize. No matter who you are, no matter what you've done to me, if I'm in the wrong, I will apologize. There are some people in this life who just do not know how to apologize, do not know how to take accountability for their actions. And it's so wrong because you don't know how your actions are affecting other people. I feel like there's so many selfish people in life who don't understand that every action has a consequence, whether positive or negative. And if you choose to do something and it's affecting someone and you know it's done so negatively, what is it going to take you to apologize? You don't know how that apology can turn a negative situation into a positive situation. Imagine being in a relationship knowing that you've done something wrong, but you choose not to apologize just to keep your ego and your pride. And now you're hurting the person that you're with. You are making that person feel so unsure about themselves because you cannot apologize. It's not just toxic traits in parents. We're all with our African parents. We all know what they're like. We all know that they're of apologizing and saying, have you eaten? It's a toxic trait. They are, you know, we can agree to disagree, but I agree with the fact that I feel like for them it's a little bit too late. You know, most of our parents, if you're like me, in your early 20s, most of our parents are 50, going on to 60, might be 40, it just depends, but around that age, they've lived half their lives. So really and truly, it's a lot harder for them to get rid of their toxic traits now and identify what it is they do wrong. And honestly, a lot of them don't think they do anything wrong. But as for me, and somebody who I feel like is more educated in things like that, when I become a parent, I hope I'm a parent who can apologize when they're wrong. I feel like being able to identify when you're wrong, it helps people so much. Going to your child and saying, do you know what? I was wrong in this situation and I apologize. That gains a level of respect and trust between you and your children. People who are judgmental, I like to believe that I'm very far from a judgmental person. If any of my friends come and tell me a situation, whether I agree with them or not, and they know me, I will tell them, girl, listen, you shouldn't, in my opinion, you shouldn't have done this, but do you know what? It's happened now, so how do we move on from it? Or, you want to do this, why do you want to do it? I don't necessarily agree, but if that's the decision that you've made, then that's fine. But there's people who are genuinely so judgmental with their friends just because they've made a choice or made a decision that they would choose not to make. That is your choice. Everybody lives their life differently, and I'm coming to realize that everybody's journey is very, very different. Everybody's time is different. People need to be able to differentiate criticism, constructive criticism, from being very, very judgmental. That's in every aspect. If I come to you to tell you about the decisions I've made relationship-wise, dating-wise, career-wise, you do not need to throw your judgment down if you call yourself my friend. What I need is your support. And if you're my friend, your honesty. I might not agree with it, but the way in which you will say it to me and articulate yourself to me will showed the difference between judgment and advice. And there's a fine line, and people just need to make sure that they're on the right side. A lot of times friends are not supportive because they're jealous. Having a jealous friend is not something I've actually experienced like that. But I'm somebody who can really pick it up. And it's very, I think it's saddening for the person who's on the receiving end of the jealousy, because oftentimes they don't know that's what's eating at their friend, that jealousy. So they're just thinking, why is my friend behaving like this? Why is my friend acting like this? Why is my friend saying certain things about me? And you're not understanding, and it's not making sense to you. It's because unfortunately they are jealous. And it's a sad reality, because nobody wants to, first of all, nobody will ever admit that they're jealous. I would, because I'm a very blunt and transparent person. I don't get jealous, but sometimes I get a bit envious, like, oh, I wish, and I'm always the first one to admit, like, oh gosh, I wish I wasn't feeling that kind of way, but I am. But there's people who take light-hearted enviness and they just let it seep deeper and deeper into their hearts, and it turns into full-blown jealousy, and you can just see it in their mannerisms. I think for me, a big toxic trait is inconsistent people who, when I think of an inconsistent person, I think of somebody who makes promises, says they can do this, they'll do that for you, be there for you in this kind of way, but they pick and choose when they want to live up to that promise. And for me, inconsistency is bigger in relationships than in friendships. For me, I don't really hold my friends' words too harshly. If they promise to do something for me and they cancel, I'm gonna move on from that. But I feel like it's a lot different if I'm in a relationship with you. I feel like inconsistency is something that I just cannot compromise on. Let your yes be yes and your no be no. If you say you want to do something, do it. If you started behaving a certain way, you need to be consistent throughout that entire time. Don't pick and choose when you're going to be nice. Don't pick and choose when you're going to be respectful. Don't pick and choose when you're going to be there for me, support me. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't run that way. And don't get me wrong, it's very hard to be consistently aware of your actions. But it's just important to be. Inconsistency is just something that I can't stand it. It just doesn't. I remember I was dating somebody, I don't want to say a long time ago, but I was dating somebody, and the inconsistency was actually disgusting. That's the only word I could really use. It was extreme inconsistency. Like, imagine somebody saying they're gonna take you out, or blah, be ready for this time, you've dressed up, you've got ready, you're sitting there, you're waiting for the person doesn't turn up. Calling the person, listening to the person doesn't answer. The next day you're trying to contact this person and the person doesn't get back to you until the evening, and they have a huge excuse, and I'll make it up to you, and then the next time that person disappoints you again. That kind of inconsistency, but then the following time you guys will go out and it'll be amazing. And then that's the pattern. Disappointment, amazing. Disappointment, amazing. That kind of inconsistency is something that nobody should have to tolerate, should have to go through. It's extremely disheartening, and it makes you not want to trust people. People who don't listen. I find that again, I don't really have this issue in friendship. I find that sometimes people are so eager to not be wrong, they will hear what they want to hear. So if you have an argument or disagreement, it's like they will twist what you are saying. So you say, let's assume you're in a relationship, and you say, Hannah, like, I wasn't happy that you did this. Instead of them to, and you've said it in a nice way, instead of them to actually hear you and hear exactly what you're saying and know, oh, I upset her when I did this, alright cool, sorry babe, they get defensive and they get annoyed because you have an emotion and you think, do I not have a right to feel a certain kind of way if I'm not happy with what you've done?
Do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. Shit, I'm saying.
There are so many manipulative people, and it's people with those kind of characteristics that I really try to stay away from, because it's extremely draining to have any kind of relationship, whether a friendship, parentalship, I know that's not a word but I made that up now, parentalship or relationship with people who are manipulative, like, or people who won't go out of their way for you. I'm not saying every single time somebody asks you to do something for them or be available for them you should be, but if you can be and you claim to love this person, then why can you not? Anyway guys, that's just a little bit of food for thought. I know it was a short video, a little bit rushed, but as you can see I have somewhere to go. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna have more content for you coming out. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, share, and just keep watch for more videos that I have out. If you like this video as well and you would want more videos like this talking about specific topics, please let me know what topics you would like and I'll be happy to get in front of the camera for you guys. Love you guys loads. Bye.